All right, so I think we're live. We are live. Cool. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Ooh. All right, so hopefully we are all good. Let's do a sound check. Hopefully people can hear me okay. I know last time we had some issues. I'm using the same device this week, so hopefully we don't have any hiccups. Hey, O Negro, nice to have you here. Hi, Gary. We got Movie Star as well. How am I doing? How's my energy? I mean, my energy's all right today. I will definitely say as we get closer to the end of the semester, so for me, it definitely feels like there's more going on. And so like sometimes I'm a little bit more tired, but we're hanging in there. We're hanging in there. And I'm sure everyone else is pretty tired from the week being over as well. And hopefully everyone's been enjoying their weekend so far. Thank you for asking, OO Negro. I really appreciate it. And I hope everyone else is doing well as well. Thank you for coming. And hopefully you guys can hear. Okay, perfect. The sound is good, Gary says. I love to hear that. So we're good. We posted the stream there. We'll close out of this guy here. And we're good. So, I mean, if I'm being 100% honest, Hero Wars for Facebook and web will probably not be super exciting in terms of new events coming up right away. But I know once we hit summer and once we get a little closer to that, things will start picking up again. But I like this event so far. I haven't had a lot of time to really play as much this week because things have been a little bit busy. But overall, I do like this event generally speaking. You can see I've been slacking on the Titanite. Oof, that is bad. But yeah, so hopefully you guys are enjoying the event because I definitely am. And I think artifacts are one of the biggest factors in Titan battles. I mean, I understand, skins are important as well, but I think more so than ever, Titan artifacts are critical, and I've got a lot of questions about them, which I think is good, so I will probably talk about them a little bit more. But yeah, basically, I kind of have a pretty open agenda today. I'm definitely going to do some tasks, but I'm open to basically, having fun, hanging out with you guys, and I appreciate you all being here. It really means a lot. So I'm just running through, and I'm just kind of collecting some because I need to do some Titanite. I probably should be paying more attention and probably just do this manually. But because of time purposes, I am feeling lazy and just want to claim some Titanite. So we're just going to stop right there for right this second. Hey, Wally, nice to have you here. Thank you for stopping in. I'm glad that there's not as many tech issues this time around as there was last week. First time I used this computer for a live stream last week, so luckily we're having much fewer issues this week, which is good. Okay, so here, let me check if I need any of these soul stones. I don't think I do. Getting closer and closer to finishing out all of the heroes, right, to absolute. I think I only have 3 left that I need to absolute. So we're on the road there, right? And I did mention I pulled an absolute Mara a couple weeks back. So that was a huge get there, right? My first absolute pet. I was stoked. Absolutely stoked. I lost my voice after yelling. But anyway, so we got Albus here, right? Working on him. We got Oliver. We've got Axel, right? One of the, in my opinion, one of the best pets you can have is Axel. We have Fenris. We have Kane, and we have Merlin, who's pretty far behind. I mean, levels, the last one to level 120, right? Road to level 130, actually, for Merlin there. But yeah, he or she, for some reason I think it's a she, but it could be a he, and now I don't want to be wrong. With a name like Merlin, I would think it's a male, but it doesn't really say much here, so we're gonna, I don't know. For me, sometimes I feel like it's a female character, but with the name Merlin, I'm not as sure. But anyway, we are furthest away in terms of getting Merlin to absolute. So we're working on those there. how many times does this event happen on Facebook per year? So I think you're asking about the event that we have right now, which is a Titan Artifact event, right? Elemental Synergy. Typically, I will say, yeah, I would say like every couple of months we'd probably see it. So I would say, you know, possibly 3 or 4 months. Yeah, I think every 3-4 months. It really just depends. I think the most frequent I've seen it is, you know, once every 2 months ish. But I will say probably every 3-4 months is probably more accurate, generally speaking. I thought the spring event would have been longer. Was it a week? I think the spring event was a week, but I could be wrong. Maybe no. They split it up because they did Easter right after. So, yeah, I could see, you know, I could see that for sure. It definitely was kind of a shorter event than I actually even anticipated. I know that the summer festival is usually a, you know, I think it's a longer event. I think, if I remember correctly, that is a 7-day event. So that is a good one there. And I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I mean, the main ones are really Halloween is one of my favorite ones. That one you can almost always get soul stones, like the 100 chest soul stones, which is really a huge get for me personally. I usually like those. Then the other one is obviously Winterfest. That's the biggest event of Hero Wars. Very similar to WrestleMania, which is a 2-night event, right? My friend was talking about the Undertaker today. So yeah, WrestleMania is actually tonight and tomorrow. So I'll be watching probably a replay of tonight's later. But yeah, some good stuff there. And in terms of events, I definitely think it's going to be a little bit slower. But I'm hoping that we get a pet event in the next, you know, I'm hoping like next month, honestly, because I need more pet soul stones personally. That's just what I would like. But we'll see what happens. And so, hi, Corey. Nice to have you here. Appreciate you stopping in. Let's see. The Cyberpunk Black Friday event was longer. Yeah, I mean, the Cyberpunk event was a really good one. Well, the Cybercon event was definitely really good. Wow, I didn't realize so many people made purchases during this event. I was not claiming them earlier. I got all my seals maxed out with this event. Congratulations, Gary. That is a really good feeling, and I am right there with you, buddy. So I got all of mine absolute. Let's see. So all my last seals here are absolute. And the really cool thing with that is you can trade them in. I'm sure you probably already discovered this, already knew about it. But for those of us who are, you know, still getting to that point, once you get extra ones, you can basically just click on them and sell them. I don't think I'm at the point where I can sell any of these because I didn't claim the 5 from today yet. Should do that, but I didn't yet from the Facebook page. I'll do it after the stream, I guess. But yeah, no, it's definitely a huge deal to finish out maxing your seals. Those are just, honestly, I think getting those out of the way is just a huge relief in terms of getting them all to, absolute star and level 120. These guys are just super annoying. They cost a lot of gold. And now people on mobile are just figuring this out because people on mobile just got Titan artifacts, which are brand new, which is pretty interesting. They have a little bit of a different setup, but it's definitely a big change. And I mean, on mobile, it's weird because based off of the description of these different artifacts, they do different things. So the earth ones only protect against water attacks, and you only really deal extra damage to water titans. So it's very interesting because I feel like on Facebook and web, this second artifact, you know, protects you against all types of titans, but especially against water titans. On mobile, the way it's read is that it only really helps you, you know, boost against the weaker elemental titans, if that makes sense. So like if you're earth, you're stronger against water. If you're water, you're stronger against fire, so on and so forth. So on mobile, it makes sense to just power up Eden, Araji, and Hyperion, where on Facebook and web, it doesn't quite make sense because you're not going to use all 3 of them typically in a team. But yeah, congratulations, Gary. That is amazing. I'm stoked for you. And it's, you know, you're right on track to basically getting your Titans to absolute, which is everyone's goal, I think, ultimately for the most part. And so I'm going to open my Ancient Titan Artifacts. I probably should not have done it until I gotten more, but we're on live stream. We're going to have fun. We're going to open up stuff. It's not necessarily my biggest concern about how quickly it takes me to get my Titans absolute. They will get there. Must always feed the Go Teen Titans Go Squadrons. Absolutely. And that's the thing too, is like my main Earth team is completely done. So I really am not super concerned with everything else, but I will get them all there. I'm pretty certain. Right now I'm working on the Fire Titans the most because I really like the damage that they can do, and I'm finding it makes a huge difference in the Tournament of Elements, right? So I'm finding that the Fire Titans just really do a lot of damage, which is what I like to see when I'm trying to get as far as I can in the rankings. So we're going to claim these guys here, and we are stuck at 22. I can't seem to get rid of these guys, which is good and bad because I really do want to get through these, but I also want to see what I come out with. I don't want to take up the time just staring at me pressing the collect all button here, but we're going to finish this up here soon. It looks like we're down to our last 4. Still at 4. Oh my, okay, come on now. There we go. Okay, so now I can actually show you what I was talking about with these fragments. And so when you have these extra ones, right now that you've made all of yours absolute, you can sell these guys. And even though you only get, okay, so you can tell one of these sells for 6 of these elemental tournament coins. To buy one, you need 12. So you're basically trading in a 2-for-1. You're kind of losing on the deal of that. But if you don't need them, then you can just sell them back, right? And then you get more fragments. And that's typically what I do now that I have all of these, which will allow me to try to get closer to absoluting the other ones. Can I do some arena? Absolutely. Do you have a preference? I mean, my arena time's already done for today, but I can definitely do a couple more matchups. I typically try to find favorable ones for myself, but sometimes with some of the teams that I see, they aren't always the most favorable. So I like to click through and see what's available here. So this team, even though it's all absolute and my team is not all absolute, it does have a couple of things that I like in terms of vulnerabilities that I would like to try to exploit. So for me, I would probably use a similar team to what they have. But the key here is their main attacker is Galahad, while mine is Kark. And I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't quite know how strong his attack is, but we can go for it. We might lose this one. We can definitely try some arena here for you, Corey. I can't guarantee I'm going to win, but, it's always fun to try and see how it goes. And typically my Kark is actually pretty dang good, so, we'll see how it goes. You never know. Sometimes you pull out nice victories, and if we can get rid of Galahad, I'd say we're in pretty good shape. So Galahad's the last one standing, of course, and with 30 seconds left, we might get timed out. Might need to deal more damage in the future, which would mean that I just need to use Albus as my pet. So we'll find that guy again. So Satai Emily, probably a female, my mistake. But we'll find them again and we'll battle them in a second here. We will use Albus if they're still higher than me in the rankings, and we'll go for it again. So don't worry about that. Sometimes it takes a couple of hits to refine your team. Okay, so my server is starting to spice up a little because I see more guilds with second guilds. Okay, Wally, I hear you. I personally don't like second guilds because I find that they're not sustainable over a longer period of time. I know a lot of I've seen a lot of guilds try to do it, and a lot of people try to, they like it as like a farm system, and I kind of think it's unfair to everyone else who's trying to play organically. Personally, I kind of think it's cheating. I mean, the old school players would definitely call it cheating. I'm just going to put it that way. I personally call it cheating. But I definitely understand it's a newer way of playing, and people like that. I personally do not like it because I don't know. I think that it destroys the integrity of the game and like really the organic experience. Now you're creating a different kind of competitive environment, which basically, in my opinion, makes it difficult for new players to really have a chance. Just my opinion. So I personally don't like that, but I hear you, Wally, and I definitely understand, the pros of it and why some people might want to do that. I'm not sure if I noticed the server merger that was to have taken place a while back. I'm on server 10 for web, and it was merged with server 9. Any insightful information about the merger? So with mergers, typically when there is a merger, that means some players on the lower server typically are no longer playing. There can be a variety of reasons for that, right? People just, don't like the game, they quit. People, don't have as much time anymore, whatever, right? And then they will end up merging a server. And when they do that, they typically give rewards to all the players that were affected. And then typically there is basically a mashup. So basically everyone starts back in qualifying league, and they basically start all over from the very beginning, and then they work their way up bronze, silver week to week, right? And that's typically what I've seen in servers. I know some people have said occasionally they'll like double up and they'll have like the top 12 teams and then they'll like duke it out. But, it depends on what they end up doing. I know with different updates, they've tried different things. But typically I see that, I think more often than not, they typically all start in qualifying league and then they have to move up like it's a brand new server. Yeah, but I use my second guild for players that made mistakes and I try to help them out. But I do see your point. Yeah, hey, Wally, I will say I think it's fair enough to do that, but I will say it's also a lot of time and a lot of work. So, I personally think it's a lot more work than it's worth, but I definitely think it's a very good tool to help players develop, and I definitely think you can use it that way and it can be very effective. Not taking anything away from it. I definitely think there are pros, but I also think there are cons to it as well. But if you can help any player learn more about the game, I think that's invaluable. And I personally am all about that because I like sharing knowledge, and that's what I'm about, is helping players have a better experience playing the game. So I love that. You're trying to help other people out, Wally. Love that. Okay, so here we have some chests. Still a long way to go. Let's see. What am I working on here? And do we have the chaos cores to evolve an artifact? Doesn't look like we have the chaos cores, but we can level up this one here. So we will to level 96. Getting closer to finishing our faceless, which is really what I want to do. But my next project is probably Isaac and the twins. It's just really tough. I always seem to need chaos cores. I just never have enough of these chaos cores. I have an abundance of artifact coins, but yeah, they really find a way to paint you in a corner one way or another. Just never seem to have enough. So I'm going to level up. Let's see. I like working on my Helios occasion because I'm seeing a lot more Yasmins, which are kind of annoying. So we're going to do that. Okay, let's see. It's a little work, but I'm all good for it. I love to hear that. That's a positive attitude, positive outlook. I love that. Okay. So we're claiming these guys here. Let's take a look at this event and what else I can do. So I didn't claim Outland. I know Outland is a task here. I don't really think I'm going to use too many emeralds for this event just because I personally, it's important to upgrade my artifacts, no doubt. But I just prefer skin stones. So anytime I see skin stones for my titans that I can acquire, and I don't see them coming out of these titan artifact ones very often, if at all. So I just personally probably won't go for it too hard there. Let's see. Okay. So here I'm going to go ahead and level up my Moloch a little bit. I really like Moloch. I think he's one of my favorite tanks. He deals a lot of damage. Counters Sigurd actually pretty well if you can get that stun effect in before Sigurd gets his shield up, right? Makes sense. And here I am trying to finish off this, which is Sigurd's Aegis. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Probably butchered it. We're going to trade those in. We're going to go ahead and claim some of these guys. 525 fragments. Still a long ways away from 9,000. But we're making our way. So here we've finished Moloch, right? So his artifacts are all done. We just need to keep using the essence of the elements to essentially level him up. But again, I'm working on my fire team next, right? So here's my earth team. They're completely done with Araji, and I finished Hyperion next because I wanted that other super titan option. And then Right now I'm working on Moloch, and after that I will probably work on Ignis next, and then I will go to Vulcan. And then from there I will go back to Sigurd, Nova, and Mary. I don't know if I'll go in that order, but I think personally I just like the Fire Titans a little bit more for what I need them for over my Water Titans. I think Water Titans are great. I just personally think I need the Fire Titans a little bit more. Because, I mean, in Guild Wars I can beat teams that are, water already. But if I am facing someone who has another Earth team, I think it would be in my best interest to have a Fire team ready and handy just in case. Plus, it also helps me in Tournament of Elements a little bit more. So that's what I'm going to probably do. Hey, Melissa, how are you? Well, I'm doing great. It's been a tough week. We're getting closer and closer to finals. Actually, so, hanging in there. It is definitely we're right about to hit a slower season in the Hero Wars Facebook/web in terms of events. So things are winding down a little bit. Luckily we didn't have any technical issues, so happy with all of that. And hopefully you are doing well as well, Melissa. Thank you for asking and thank you for coming in. So, all right, so that's kind of what we have so far. I'm going to claim that, of course. And I might as well open my 1 before I open the 5 that I need to claim later from the Facebook page. And the annoying thing is I don't believe I can just trade these in from the merchant unless they change that. Let's see if I go to the merchant. Yeah, so I'm going to have to actually go into my inventory for the seal fragments to sell those, because they don't allow you to automatically transfer them like the other ones, which is just unfortunate, but I understand. It's hard to have the mechanic do that automatically. I'm going to claim these outlands, right? All right, so with that, don't have any of those. Energy, ooh, we did not spend very much energy, so we're going to use some energy here because I've been slacking this week. Just have not had a lot of time to log in too much other than really doing my Guild War hits on this account. Been really focused on my server 51 just because I've been directing Guild War attacks there and everything like that. So it's been taking a lot more of my time, which, hey, I enjoy it, so I don't really mind, but it definitely has not been helping my progress here too much. We'll get there, though. We're working on it. We're working on it. We're not just sleeping here. So I'm going to level this one up at least 1. And we got that going. We want to finish Sebastian. These are really difficult to do, but glyphs are important. It is necessary for me to do that. So we're going to go ahead and claim these guys here. Don't really need any more shining armors. I think I'm past that stage. Let's see. Do I need any of these items before it resets? Yes. Yes. No. No. Okay. Cool. Guess I can just wait for the reset. I don't really have a big need for all of these items. I have most of them, which is good. And here's what I really came for. So I really came to exchange all my Guild War trophies, which, I already traded in a bunch earlier, but we're going to trade the rest of these guys for more Titan Skin Stones. I just really love Titan Skin Stones. I think they're invaluable. And I think they're one of the hardest things to get. You can't purchase... I guess you can use emeralds once you have the initial skin, but it's a lot of emeralds. I personally don't think it's worth it. And plus my main team is now done. We're going to go ahead and... Can't do that one, but we will go ahead and upgrade Moloch a little bit. Probably about 7. We'll upgrade the elemental armor of my Sigurd a little bit, help me go further in dungeon runs, and looks better for my overall Titan strength. Here you can see I kind of have a surplus of summoning spheres that I don't really know what to do with because I end up just trading these all in anyway. So I will probably just try to mow them down to about 40. I don't know, at least 100. I have too many, so I need to open some of these. I wish I could just send them to you guys, if I'm being honest. Like, if anyone ever needed them, I wish I could just send them to you guys because I don't use them anymore. Or even on my other account. But these just don't do anything for me on this account anymore, which is kind of a bummer. But, you know, it's just like after a certain period of time, the soul stones, they don't do anything for me. So hopefully you guys are at a point where this will eventually happen, or maybe not, because I do think it's kind of like, I don't want to be like it's a waste, but after a while it's like, what do I do with all these extra fragments other than just trade them in for gold or sparks, really. I usually just trade them in for sparks now, but kind of one of those things. So I guess we might as well look at some sparks since we're here. Can look at Lucas and Astrid. Only really going to do one right now. But yeah, we still need a long ways, and they don't really give you too many sparks of power for the amount of soul stones that you trade in. I wouldn't say it's a jip, but it's definitely not as good of a deal as getting the Titan potions and leveling up your Titans. But sadly, I can't really do that anymore because they're maxed out. But yeah. Too bad we can't send to ourselves on other servers. That would be really cool, but I definitely think a lot of older, players who are on server 1 would dominate if they did that. If they decided to play on older ones, because they probably just have so many available. But yeah, that would be cool if we could do that. Kind of a bummer we can't, but it is what it is. I understand it. Wishful thinking. But anyway, so here we go. We're gonna stop there, and we're gonna trade these in and get some more sparks. Sparks of power. Got those. And let's see, can I level up Astrid and Lucas a little bit more? We can. So we'll do one more. About 6 levels away with Astrid and Lucas. And here I still have Ziri, Daredevil, Rufus, Arachne, Jet. A long list of heroes still that we need to finish. Let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13, 26 more heroes that I need to get to absolute. So long ways to go. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we've got about half of them done. Got about half to go. Right on track there. And with the turn of the hour, we can get more of these guys. I love these chaos particles and pet potions. Do I need any of these soul stones? No, I do not. We're going to go ahead and upgrade my Oliver a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and buy these stones. And I guess we may as well level it, charge it one time. I don't think we can level up Merlin. Yeah, too far away. Understandable, but we're working on our pets too. I could definitely use another pet event if I'm being honest. Just I need so many more soul stones. It's crazy. But anyway, okay, so we're going to also raid this one time. Keep about 100 in case there is an event. I think that's a good call. I personally don't need more than 40, but I definitely can understand why you might do that. Hey, Surprise, nice to have you here as well. Always a pleasure. Love seeing familiar faces. Well, familiar names. You know what I mean. Okay. So there we go. We've raided an adventure one time. What else do we have going on? Upgrading any hero's skin. Okay, so we can definitely increase Nebula, but why are we lighting up? Oh, so there's a glyph there. We're going to go ahead and upgrade Faceless because I really use Faceless quite a bit. I guess, I don't know if I really want to upgrade yeah, so we can upgrade the Masquerade skin on Isaac as well. Let's see, so artifacts, pretty far away. So we're still getting these guys to blue for Isaac. These guys are ready to move on to purple, which is nice. Let me make sure that I don't have any other heroes that need to move up to purple before I just start upgrading my Isaac. Huge, I use Isaac a lot when I'm facing ODH combos. Orion, generally speaking, just plays a huge role in my teams. I really lean on Isaac as a support hero because I use Kark, and I really think that Isaac is really good with the physical attack damage dealers. So always a solid option. And Dante, guys, Dante has been a sleeper, I think. After the rework, Dante has been very impressive in my opinion. And I've seen Dante used very effectively with Isaac as well. Just saying that, you know, in case you're looking for new hero to work on. But yeah, so those are definitely some cool things that I think are going on. I'm working on a tier list, but I also have that actually pre-saved on my other computer, so I'm still getting that back in the shop next week. So hopefully that'll come. Unstoppable, we did some energy, right? Energy runs. We could get more otherworldly summons. Soul stones, okay. Well, with the reset, we can probably acquire a couple more soul stones at least. Nope. Okay. So there we go. Getting some more soul stones. Tower shop. Okay, cool. We're getting these guys as well. Lion armor. I'll get that for Judge. We're going to go ahead and just buy all of these. And I personally... Oh, man. I like to reset, but at 90 emeralds, that's too high. Okay, so we need the fangs. These fangs guys are, in my opinion, so annoying to have to recreate. So annoying. Okay, we're going to claim this as well. Outland, we're going to claim just, I guess, 2 random heroes. Doesn't really matter. And with that, we've gotten a couple more soul stones. So Faithful Guardians, we got 9 more of these Ancient Titan Artifact chests. Dante will be a major help. I agree. Dante is super slept on. I really like Dante. I think, though, for my ultimate second team, I still really like the twins. I love Aurora. I'm such a huge fan. I'm a huge fan, especially with the new dodge mechanic that they have on Facebook and web. It makes it a little bit, I'm not going to say unfair, but they definitely are stronger than they were prior to that update. So I really like that. And Dante is definitely a hero that I'm interested in and wanting to improve. Chaba is another one where I really like his potential to nullify Aurora, which can be a problem if people only have Aurora as their main line of defense. If she gets taken out of the matchup, right, and not even like knocked out, but just like gets taken out of the matchup because she's unusable while she's in Chaba's stomach, right, then you can basically do a lot of damage to the opposing team when they can't really do too much with the dodge because it takes away her artifact. So that's a game changer. So it's one of the reasons I am working on Chaba here. And let's see, glyphs, artifacts, still pretty far away, but I think we can finish off this gray one. And we can. So there's that. We got Chaba, right, looking all vampiristic, I would say. Let's see, skins. Devil skin, of course. The masquerade skin one always is pretty interesting to me. Looks like a cat. Then you have the Christmas tree Chaba. Wait, server 67 must be new. I wouldn't be surprised. I definitely think there are a lot of newer players coming into the realm. Yeah, it looks like we have brand new server 66 and 67 being added, which is pretty cool. I think it's interesting that we always have these gaps in servers. I almost find that they should renumber all of these after the fact, but you know, hey, fair enough, fair play. But yeah, it looks like there are some newer servers coming out. And it's crazy because on mobile, I don't know if you guys have seen, but mobile has like over 300 servers. It's wild. It is the wild, wild west out there. Okay, so let's go ahead and upgrade Heidi a little bit. I really like Heidi as well. There's a lot of heroes that I like that are, I can't quite get to all of them in terms of leveling them all up. But yeah, definitely a fan. Okay, let's go ahead and do the chest openings as well. We're running right through these tasks. I love it. But yeah, how have you guys been enjoying the event? Let me know. I know we had Gary here who was able to complete all of his seals, which is a huge deal. Congratulations again, Gary. That is a huge deal to finish all your seals. I don't want to say like it's a hassle, but it definitely makes it a 2 artifact game in the sense that you don't have to worry about those seals anymore, which for me, when I did it, it was a huge weight off my shoulders. Hopefully you feel the same way. But it is a huge accomplishment. So congratulations on that. And I hope everyone's been able to take advantage of this event and improve their artifacts, because this is a pretty good event to do it. The old way that they had the Titan artifacts, you didn't get quite as many artifacts, and I just didn't like the mechanic. I like the way that it is now a lot better in that you continue to get more of those artifact chests, and they keep coming, which is really nice. Oh man, I might start my experiment now then. I hear ya. I hear ya. Yeah, new servers are definitely always a fun way to kind of start with a brand new team and just be, start fresh, which is why one of the reasons why I actually started playing on a newer server was because I wanted to use the twins instead of Kark for my startup team. So I find it very effective. I mean, Kark is very good too. Nothing against Kark. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I did it. So nothing wrong with that. Melissa, yep, you've been super busy this weekend, so you haven't had time to do much. I understand. I'm in the same boat. But I like this event because I still need to work a lot on my Titans. I think we all always, I mean, for the most part, you almost always need to work on your Titans, just because it really makes a difference. I mean, 5-star to 6-star with artifacts, right? I mean, you see it with heroes, so like it's definitely apparent when you upgrade your Titans too. It just makes such a big difference in the effectiveness of different Titans. So I'm right there with you. I definitely think, and Surprise as well, definitely think, it's a rewarding event, and you definitely need to work on Titans. Titans are a huge part of the game. I think newer players often sleep on Titans because they see that it's easier to upgrade heroes, and that makes sense. But in Guild Wars, Titans are invaluable when we're talking about matchups. And I think, everyone here's played for a good amount of time and has a good concept of, what that entails. So that's awesome. Someone was asking me though, like in terms of order of operations, how I went about upgrading my artifacts. So I'm going to go ahead and real quickly just put that in here. So for me, I started with the Super Titan of my main team. So if you're a fire user, I would stick with Araji first. If you're an earth user, I would go with Eden first. And if you're a water user, I would probably focus on Hyperion first. And so the way I would go about it is I would probably take a 2-to-1 approach. So what I mean by that is basically I like to level up Eden twice at least for every one time that I level up the tank. So if you are a earth user, you want to focus on Eden and Angus. If you're a fire user, you want to focus on Araji and Moloch. And if you're a water user, you want to focus on Hyperion and Sigurd accordingly. And the reason for that is your tank can eat up a lot of damage, and this allows your Super Titan to basically do work, because Super Titans, there's a reason they're super. Let me put it that way. But that's kind of how I would focus on building up my artifacts first. In terms of actually building them for Guild Wars, that is my approach. But I do also think that the last artifacts are super important. If we're talking about what gives you the most value, I do think the last artifact is very useful for all of the Titans across the board. But again, I would probably focus mainly on my Super Titan and my tank, because those are the two that are probably going to be the most useful in terms of immediate results, in terms of upgrade, then in terms of gameplay and having results in Guild War, or even in the Tournament of Elements. So I don't know what you guys think, if you agree with that as well, but someone did ask me about that, so that's how I approach it. But I'm more than happy to share other people's thoughts as well, if other people have different suggestions, which, I think there's a lot of ways you can approach it. That's just how I approach it. So here I still have 2 scrolls. I thought I got rid of all of these guys with large skinstone chests, but I guess I didn't. Nothing wrong with that. Always love these scrolls. So we've got 17 of these guys now. Nice. We got 20 of these. I love opening these. And the thing that's really cool, and this didn't happen before this event, but you couldn't get more of the Ancient Titan Artifact chests. In fact, Ancient Titan Artifact chests didn't even exist when I first started playing. So it's pretty cool that the way they've progressed in evolving these, and you could never really continue this like babushka doll effect where you got more and more of the items. So I really like it. And to me, it kind of shows like a compound interest feel, which is kind of cool. I don't know. I'm just a big fan of that format, which is cool. And here we're just going to keep going, I guess. I thought we were almost done, but we weren't done with these guys. the returns are just really good. Even if you're not able to, use any emeralds, I think the returns are pretty good considering, I wasn't playing every day, but if you have enough energy stored up and you want to just focus on upgrading your Titans, this is a good event for artifacts especially. I mean, obviously. But, yeah, I'm a big fan of that. And who's a hero that you guys like right now? And this is like just a general question, but who's a hero that you guys like right now that you wish you could use in your normal lineup? Like, I'm always curious because people always tell me like, oh, I wish I could have used the twins. I wish I could have used, whoever else. But I'm always curious to know what you guys think. Who are some heroes that you guys think, if you not necessarily had it to do over, but if you had them available, it would be a huge boost to your starting team? I'm always curious. Yeah, and Melissa remembers the old days with the old event. Yeah, I remember the event didn't give me many rewards before. I'm very happy with how they've improved it. Yeah, I agree. And I think that's one thing that really impresses me with how Hero Wars, Facebook and web especially, have been able to adapt to, users' criticisms to basically improve the game, which I think is really cool because I think on mobile, they're a little bit less willing to change and a little bit slower on the uptake. So I think it's pretty cool that Facebook and web are very quick at adapting to the users, basically not complaints, but, suggestions that users have to basically improve the playability and maneuvering of the game, which I think is really, really important. Here I'm going to get some of these. I want to upgrade my faceless a little bit more in terms of the skins. Let's see. So I did pick up some of these lesser hero soulstone chests from the last event, which was pretty cool. I think I got some new avatars too, but I didn't get a chance to really delve into that. Let's see. So we've got all these. And see, this is another thing. I have these chests of Super Titans. I can't do anything with them. I wish I could literally just like gift them to somebody because I end up just trading them in. Like, it's kind of sad. Okay, so those are done. We're going to just go ahead and hold on to 5 of these. And we'll just go ahead and do 5 of these as well. Okay. So we've done that. Other than that, I don't really think there's a whole lot that I need to still do. So 3 heroic missions. I will do that once I get that free energy. And ranking, we've dropped 1 in Titan power. Okay. All right, so someone improved their Titan power a little bit. They probably spent some money. Fair enough. I didn't really want to spend any money here. And that's okay. We're just going to continue to just move along, chug along. We're improving our Titans, and we're getting ready to go. Jorgen for your Kark team. Yeah, I hear that. Jorgen is a huge asset. I definitely think if your opponent doesn't use Sebastian, Jorgen is a threat. And I definitely said I would go back and do another war. Let me find... Here we go. Here's the enemy. We're going to put in Albus. And I think we're going to run everything else the same. We'll see how it goes. I won't get as much healing, but it might help me take out Galahad a little faster. Okay. In Guild Wars, what is the health number of your Titan team? Is it above 900k? I don't think it goes above 900k. I'm going to have to double check. I know my Earth Titan team is maxed out. So I'll take a look as soon as this matchup's over. We still might not deal enough damage. Oh, we did. We did it. So we were able to take them out. I know someone, who was it that asked for that? So someone asked me to, so Corey asked me to do an arena matchup. So there's one where I actually won it last time I timed out. So, yep, Albus was the key factor there in terms of winning that matchup. If you want me to do a couple more, I'm more than willing. Just let me know if you want me to do more, Corey. I can absolutely continue to move up in the rankings. I think I see a couple teams that I think I can beat. But yeah, okay. So let's see. I originally wanted to have a twins team, but I gave up when I saw I couldn't get Lars before level 60. So I went for a Kark team. Melissa, I am right there with you. I'm not even kidding. I think, well, I actually didn't even know about the twins when I first started playing. So I wanted to do a Cleaver team. I didn't have Cleaver, didn't have Peppy, so that took me out of the running there. And then I originally was running Galahad, and Galahad was okay, but he wasn't amazing. And I, by chance, picked up Kark. And after I started using Kark more and more, I really liked him. And so from there on, I just went with Kark, which, you know, nothing wrong with that. Kark does a lot of damage. Kark's really good. My Titan health is 1 million and over, but the enemy have 10 times that. Okay, so we can take a look. Here's my team. Oh, I'm wrong. I lied. I'm sorry. Wait, you said over 900k though, right? So what is the health number of your Titan team? Oh, I misunderstood the question. Okay, so let me take a look here at the health of my Titans. Let's see. And I also get a bonus. So if I look at my Titans here, Angus is probably gonna have a lot of health. Let me look at stats. Let me find a way to look at stats. Here we go. So my Angus's stats are 16 mil, and I don't think that includes my, well, maybe it does include my elemental spirit totem, which adds 3 million health to my Angus. But anyway, so this guy has 16 mil. Eden has 13 mil. Avalon has 14. Silva has 11. And Araji has 6. So Araji has some low health, but some high attack. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So 16.7 plus 13.6. 16 plus 13 is 29. It's about 30 mil in health between these two here. And then 44 mil, 55 mil, and about 60 mil. So not quite 90, you know. So quite a bit of mil. My Titan health is 1 mil and over, but the enemy have 10 times that. So yeah, I mean, the big game changer for me is the skins and then the totem itself. So the totem adds a lot of health to my Earth Titans because that's just what this stat does for my Earth Spirit. So each hero or each Earth Titan gets 3 mil more health automatically just from my totem. So that's a huge boost. Okay, I did the same thing at Melissa. I don't have 3 heroes now, and they are Krista, Lars, and Cleaver. All right, okay, so 3 heroes, Krista, Lars, and Cleaver. So you can get Krista and Lars in-game. It's a little bit more tricky because you have to actually be like a decent level to get there. Like when you first start out, it's almost impossible, but you have to farm them. So chapter 12 is, I think, when they first, I'm wrong, 11. Chapter 11 is when they first appear. And I remember getting to chapter 11 was hard because Typhon is the name of this boss here. Typhon is really hard because if you're not level 100 or higher, he just deals so much damage and stuns your heroes that you just can't progress past this Kraken's cave. And for me, after I kept losing, I was like level 85 when I first got here, but I waited until I was level 105 and then I smashed him. So, I mean, the biggest thing is just, you know, building your heroes and getting them to a point where you can match up. I see a lot of people trying to fight these, you know, opponents with such low level teams, and they're like, what team is going to beat this, you know, beat these enemies? And the biggest thing is, you can see this, these guys are level 100 and they have a, you know, gold frame around. If you have heroes that are green with a green frame and your heroes are level 70, you should probably focus on leveling up and strengthening your heroes. It's not really a matter of which heroes you're using, it's just a matter of you need to level up. So that's a pretty common issue that I see, and I think a lot of people, you know, who are new just don't understand that. So those are very important factors there. Everyone here, you know, is an expert, but I just thought I'd answer that in case someone ends up checking out the stream and saying, hey, I can never seem to beat, you know, Typhon on chapter 10. How do you do it? Level up, guys. Strengthen your heroes. Get those skills up. And when I say skills, get your skills up to your heroes level. So like if you're level 130, get your, you know, skills up to level 130 because that will give you a huge advantage. Okay. So perfect. We answered Gary's question as well. What is the health of your Titan team? Above 900,000? Yes. So it is above 900,000. So with that, I am basically done with everything that I need to do on this account. I will switch over to my other one for, let's call like 5-10 minutes, see what we can do there. You guys can definitely say that your teams are much stronger than mine on chapter, on server 51, which is fair enough. It's a newer server, still baby growing on that one. So we're having fun just hanging out with that account, and I'm not taking it too seriously. I think at that point, it's like I have a lot invested into server 35 that going to server 51, it's just like I don't think I want to go down the rabbit hole of investing quite as much, even in terms of like Titans and stuff like that. So, we're working our way there. I'm not like to say that I haven't invested at all, but it's definitely difficult when you have multiple accounts on different servers. You don't want to overextend yourself. If that makes sense. So let's see. Why are we having loading issues? Why is that happening? Guess we can just go to Facebook first and then try to log in. So that's what we'll do. Just got Corvus. Is he worth boosting? Depends on if you're on Facebook or web or mobile. I think on mobile, Corvus is pretty good now. He got a brand new skin. On Facebook and web, not bad. But I'm sure there are other options as well. So we got this. Okay, I'm at chapter 12 or 13. I'm at level 79. My team is Astaroth, Kark, Martha, Dante, and Yasmin. Very offensive team. I like it. I will say, though, you will probably want to increase your hero team eventually. But it's a solid team. I mean, you can't really go wrong there. You got 3 solid attackers in Kark, Dante, and Yasmin. Astaroth will, have some nice protection, and Martha, you can't really beat her in terms of healing, straight up, right? Straight up healing, no one out heals Martha, no one. So, solid team. I only get problem twin team in camp. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest solution for you is Isaac, or Aurora even, potentially, depending on the matchup. The twins are definitely one of those teams that is very, very effective. Aurora is very effective at nullifying them because she absorbs magic damage, similar to Isaac. So those two could be game changers for you. Okay, we just did the EXP potion. So those could be a game changer for you there. And here you can see, like, this is my main. I use the twins here mainly, and Aurora is my tank with Celeste and Sebastian available. I also do have Astaroth, Kark, and I have Jew in the wings because I know that if I ever want to face Seymour, Jew is essential to my plan. I have Jorgen here, not too far behind in terms of strength. Maybe not the strongest, but not the weakest either. Usable, right? So that's kind of how I'm approaching it. I have my main team, but then I have some support, and I have a little bit of options in case I run into a Rufus, right? Because we don't really want to be dealing with Rufus and having to be stalked by a Rufus. Just no one wants that. Rufus is annoying as it is. Don't need him messing up my team. So there we go. We now can complete our Kark level up here to orange +1. There we go. Equip. So we're looking good with our Kark. Got some gifts I need to claim. And you got Axel. Axel's a very good pet. So that is a solid lineup there. Hey, Oliver. Nice to have you here. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. Okay, so with that, I think the things that I'm looking for are how I can get some more Titan artifacts here. And you guys can see that my Titan artifacts here are much, much weaker than my other ones. So like people like to see this too because, obviously that other account is pretty developed. So here's an underdeveloped, look at what I have. So you can see that I really did focus mainly on, my Fire Titans first. And then I have Eden, who's in my lineup. I have Hyperion up here decently. I mean, compared to everyone else, right? And then here, everyone else kind of left a little bit behind. But I did get all of these last artifacts up to about, level 20. And you can see they're kind of pitiful, if I'm being honest. Like, you can see I'm trying to evolve these guys before I get to, 3-star, 4-star, or whatever. But I think I will actually go ahead and level up Nova. It's depressing that I see that. But yeah, no, we're making progress. I mean, it's just one of those things where I'm definitely focusing on my top 5. And the other heroes, I bring them up slowly after the fact. That's just my approach. Not everyone's going to agree with that, but that is what I do. XP potions give so little, wish they improve potions. Yeah, I hear you, Bleach Guy. Also, Bleach Guy, I don't know if you know, but I don't know if you can see that. It might be a little bit dark, but the wall art behind me right there, that is, the main guy there, Ichigo, but in a little bit more of a fan capacity. Let me turn on this light. Let me see if you can see this. But I don't know if you can see that, but that's Ichigo there. So sorry, I just thought I'd say that since your name has bleach in it. All right, so yeah, I agree. XP potions definitely could do more, especially when we're talking about Titans. I definitely feel like they could do more there. But if you're talking about EXP potions in terms of heroes, there are different levels of EXP potions. I'm not sure what you're talking about, so I'm just going to go through it anyway. But there are different levels of these potions. Let me find why do I not see them? Maybe it's because I'm on this account, but I know it's a thing. So yeah, there's different levels. So you can see these ones are plus 50, these are plus 300, plus 1500, plus 17 or 7500. But yeah, it still doesn't do a whole lot in terms of leveling up. And I agree. I definitely think that you could get more potions in terms of that. Okay, so orange or gold. Awesome. Thank you, Oliver, for sharing that. I appreciate it. And always happy to basically help out in any way I can. So if anyone has questions, feel free to put it in chat. I love, interacting with you guys. I love hanging out and honestly, trying to assist in any way possible if we're talking about info and Hero Wars. I'm a big Hero Wars fan, if you can't tell. I love it. I played it for a long time, so it's fun. Circle of Summoning, we can open 10. I might as well open another 10 as well. Ooh, we got a Super Titan, and when you have a Super Titan and you already have all of them, you hit the jackpot, aka the Titan Soul Coins, worth 2,500. That's huge. And we're just going to go ahead and claim these as well. And I still need Titan Potions, so we're just going to go ahead and do Titan Potions. I would like gold on this account as well, but Titan Potions are really what I'm trying to focus on. Vulcan needs it. As well as Ignis. We're still getting to level 120 on these guys, right? My main team. Then after that, I need to focus on these three guys right here, because it's going to be a struggle when I go into the dungeon in the future. It's not pretty when you are outmatched with your tanks. Okay. So perfect. We are looking good here. We will exchange some items because this account doesn't quite have the same resources that my main one does. So that's probably good. 1750 is the target. Still a little far away, but we can trade some more in a little bit later. Got these guys. Might as well claim these since I don't usually claim them otherwise. Open the 10 Boxy's gift. Got some potions. Nice. We got some more summoning spheres. I'm going to open 10 more since I just got 10. And hopefully I can get some more Titan potions. I'm not sure if we'll be able to do any leveling up, but hey, we got some more Titan potions. Never a loss there. And here, because we are in gold, we get the gold Guild War trophies, right? We have all the skins, which is good. And I don't really need any of these. I mean, I guess I can claim more Aziri, but again, the biggest thing that I'm focusing on is generally Titan skin stones, and also leveling up my totem. So my totem only eats these gold Guild War trophies now, so that's what I'm using. Because I don't want to spend emeralds. I don't want to use too many emeralds here, and I like just collecting them in arena rank. So here you can see I moved up to 18, and you can see my team is grossly underrated, or underpowered, I guess we would call it, when we're looking at these other teams. Which is just partially because some of these guys are big spenders. Someone had a maxed out team after the second week, and I was like, I'm not going to try to compete with that. But it's definitely interesting to see newer servers and some new players go really hard. It's really cool to watch, if I'm being honest. So, okay, so with that, I'm going to just go ahead and claim some more of these guys here. Actually, let me double check to see if there's anything I can do further to complete some more. So energy, we're real close. Opening chests, hero soul stones. Did we buy any here? I don't think I did. Let's go ahead and buy some. My main server, my team level 97 on second one. It's 85. Okay, perfect, perfect. Yeah, Bleach Guy, I would say those are some solid numbers. And the thing that I would advocate, right, is to make sure you keep your main team pretty strong, and get your team, I mean, for me, because I don't like tower runs. I think they're tedious. Once you hit level 130, you won't have to worry about that. So that's a huge relief in my opinion. It's an easier way to get energy quick. You don't have to worry about any matchups. You don't have to worry about accidentally not pressing auto, having any errors. So yeah, I mean, you're right on your path. What teams are you using, Bleach Guy? That's, you know, I always am curious what teams people like using. There's a lot of different teams that I've seen, but there are some that just seem to be a little bit more effective than other teams. So it's always good to know. And here with the airship, are we done with expeditions? We got one more here that I can run, so that's good. Let's go ahead and run it. Never forget to do your airship, guys. Airship is an essential when you're still working on your first hero team, especially. So, okay, so we got that. We got artifacts here. You can see my Aurora's done. My Lars is done. My Krista is next in terms of collecting stuff, but we're still a ways off. And Celeste is getting closer. Sebastian's looking better as well. Right, so we're getting there with our main team. The tough thing is for me right now is just acquiring these using energy is so slow. And it gets super tempting to try to, like, you know, every time I see Rarity Fear, I'm like, oh, I want to just complete these. But, you know, then you need to use more emeralds. It's a whole vicious cycle I don't want to get caught up in. So I'm not going to worry about that on this account. We're just going to go ahead and open these 55 and see if hopefully if I can improve my Fire Titans here a little bit more. That would be really cool. So I'm just going to go ahead and just try to claim these real quick. And 96 of these Honorable Guardian caskets. Sometimes they have some soul stones, so I like opening those too. Yeah, tower is tedious. Yep. What I try to do is use Kark against everybody to get it done quickly. I hear that. Kark is amazing. I mean, I definitely like the fact that Kark can basically take out 3 enemies at one time. It's crazy. He's very useful in that way, and I think the twins, as they get stronger, are super useful that way as well. Can't go wrong either way. And here I'm going to claim these real quick. These don't come back, but I do get the Hero of the Month occasionally here. So Jew is the Hero of the Month, so we'll get some Jew Soul Stones if we get Soul Stones. Let's see. There we go. There's a Jew Soul Stone. So we got some probably in that exchange. And we will go ahead and check out our artifacts here. I use Yasmin, Dante, Oliver, or Kane for the tower. Yasmin's amazing. I mean, with Astaroth, Yasmin is amazing in the tower runs. People who started playing later have no idea how lucky they are to have Yasmin, because Yasmin, without Yasmin prior, like your best bet was using like Ishmael in the tower or Kark, right? You really had limited options, but Yasmin is really, really effective. Like, it's crazy. I'm always amazed at how effective Yasmin can be. So here I am trying to work on the second fragment for my Super Titan, right? Araji, going to be pretty far off, but, you know, we need 900 more. Since I have enough gold here, I will level this up 2 levels to level 105, making my Araji a little bit stronger, making my overall team better, which is good. And with that, I think we can basically say that we've completed most of these other than the expending energy part, which I have some potions, so we'll go ahead and do that. And we'll be able to say that we did almost everything on our quest list while we were here on the live stream. Okay, still thinking if making this move to the new server is a great move, especially for my experiment. It's the right time, but situation or of who active there is the question. If anyone stays there, what kind of experiment are you thinking of doing, Wally? I'm always curious. So when you're talking about an experiment, one thing is you're going to have to start from scratch when you start on a new server, which for me, I mean, it's fun and exciting at first, but it will get to a point where you want to speed up the game a little bit, which can be a little bit frustrating too. Sebastian really makes Yasmin more effective, 100%, and so does Jet. Absolutely, both you guys are right, Bleach Guy and Surprise. Yasmin deals a lot of critical damage, and when you have Sebastian not only protecting Yasmin from any potential, debuffs that basically enemies could throw at her, plus Jet decreasing the defense of the opponent, just makes Yasmin super, super dangerous. I really like Yasmin. If I had it to do over again, I'd probably build a team around Yasmin, but I would need to figure out a way to counter someone who wanted to use Helios, because Helios is just the anti-Yasmin machine, as we know. So that basically, we got another 4. Awesome. So yeah, honestly, I think that's kind of what we have for this week. I mean, it's been a little bit of a slower week, which is nice because I feel like we've had some major events already. And I know mobile right now has a lot of major events going on. But really, it's nice to be able to catch up, hang out with you guys here on this live stream, and really just, see how you guys are enjoying the Elemental Synergy event. I personally really like it. I'm glad to hear that some of you guys are liking it as well, improving your Titans along the way. And I'm glad that we were able to hang out this weekend. And with that being said, I'm probably going to end the live stream right here. And I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone for coming and hanging out with me here. Always creating an awesome environment. And I look forward to seeing you all next week, guys. And I think we'll be having probably nothing crazy in terms of events, but it should be fun anyway. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all next week. Thank you so much for coming. I'll see you all next week right here in Dominion.